Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Monday, March 3rd, 2025 pre-market report. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff here with you, and people, I'm going to do something I never do. I never do. I'm going to put a timeline on where we have, or the time left that we got to turn this all around. So hold that thought. I'm going to discuss this after we cover what initially happened over the weekend. Here's some pretty fascinating stuff. So just bear with me a little bit. Let's start off with this. Most of you probably know about this already. Let me just show you the headlines to CNBC yesterday. So President Trump did sign an executive order making cryptocurrencies a part of the U.S. strategic reserves. Now let me read this to you. This is what President Trump said. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. A United States crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, SOL, ADA, obviously Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum, ETH, and other valuable cryptocurrencies will be at the heart of this reserve. Now it's interesting, okay, all of you out here, what this did really is, however you want to look at cryptocurrencies, okay, this has made it real. Um, a lot of you don't like this stuff. I get that. I completely understand. Institutions like BlackRock, for example, have become the whales, and they will pull this in any direction they want to. This, look, man. Personally, I don't think we need this. What I believe we need is a return to a constitutional money system. What this did is pull us further away from a constitutional money system or a commodity-backed or gold-backed system. We're not adding gold. We're adding cryptocurrencies to the reserve. It's very unfortunate. As a matter of fact, there's a lot going around right now. You know, President Trump and Elon Musk are going to go see if the gold is really there at Fort Knox. Meanwhile, we heard from Scott Bessent, who said the gold is all there and accounted for. It's kind of a show that they're putting on for the people. And whatever they do, put in front of the camera. How do we know any of that's even real, man? This is the most bizarre environment, I think, in the history of the world. There's no plan here as to how we're going to pay for this. Where's it going to come from? Tariffs? How are we buying cryptocurrencies to add to the strategic reserve? Anyway, look, guys and girls, you know my take on this. I really and sincerely wish we were going back to a commodity-backed system. It's not happening, so just stop with that, with the pipe dream. It's not happening. And again, this is, in my opinion, I've been telling you this for many months, a bridge to the new system, full tokenization across the board. And unfortunately, you know, people are going to be forced to accept this. It's an interesting phenomenon what happens here with human beings and their the way they think about things. They're willing to give up any and all of their freedoms and liberties for the promise of some kind of stability. Do you believe this is going to add to stability here? This has got to be. Cryptocurrencies, as you well know, I'm a massive advocate of this stuff. I've been telling you that I believe you need cryptocurrency in your portfolio for what feels like 1,000 years. Okay. Fact of the matter is, this is not in any way, shape, or form a stable asset. It's the most volatile asset class, period. This is not going to make America great again, unfortunately. I'm telling you the truth here. And there's not a single roadblock being put up right now to stop what is coming. What did happen recently with regard to inflation, at least, President Trump did throw $1 billion at eggflation. It's not going to work. It's not going to help prevent the inflationary tsunami. And I can't tell you how huge this is coming at us right now. There's not, tell me if I'm wrong here. What other roadblock has been put up besides this $1 billion thrown at inflation to stop what's coming at us? Nothing. I mean, there's no talk about raising rates. In fact, there's even more talk about cutting rates. There's no talk about President Trump enforcing the Gold Reserve Act of 1934. at all, nothing at all, zero. So if you think things are bad now with regard to the cost of living and groceries that President Trump said a million times during the campaign, and he was going to do something on day one, nothing has happened. Zero. Absolutely. I understand these things take time, people. But what I'm trying to get out across to you, for those of you that feel the extreme need to defend President Trump, is we need action now. We don't need this executive order. We can live without this for a little bit. Trust me on this. We need to fix the situation with regard to purchasing power of the currency. It's being evaporated. Is this going to help the purchasing power of the dollar, in your opinion? It's a no-brainer. If you say yes, then I think you really drank a lot of freaking Kool-Aid here. Without returning purchasing power to the currency, the economy and the middle class is going to be erased faster moving forward. This, to me, looks like a deconstruction and a reconstruction of the financial system into fully digitalized assets here, and of course tokenization. We don't need this, okay? But that's what we got, like it or not, whatever. And again, speak out against this if this is not what you want to see. Do you want to return to a constitutional money system? Start saying it. Write to President Trump upside down, backwards, and sideways. Look, man, people can't survive in this environment. They're being wiped out. Meanwhile, the rich are getting richer and richer and richer and richer and richer. Where's all that wealth coming from? It doesn't get created out of nothing. It gets sucked right out of you. Henceforth, why? You're seeing the middle class get wiped out. You're seeing the world economy in shambles, contracting at its fastest pace ever. We just found out that GDP is going to be negative for the first quarter. Speaking about that, people, look, man, hold that thought. So anyway, look, this is what's going on. On the back of that, nice jump here with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies with this announcement here. This is what you want to see, right? You don't want to go back to a constitutional money system. You'd rather see this right now. Okay, fantastic. Now, let us move forward. Now, people, look, this is in your inbox right now. Please read through this. I want to cover this with you real quick so you can understand. Right now, every single developed nation on earth uses government spending in the calculation of gross domestic product. Okay, this gives us a pretty good picture as to how the economy is performing and what the government is actually doing, even though we know these numbers are all fake. I believed, really, honestly, that part of making America great again was allowing transparency, was not making information available to a select few, but to everyone. Now, I also understand that even though every nation uses government spending as a part of their GDP calculation, there can be an argument made as to it really doesn't need to be a part of GDP and maybe should be a separate calculation. Let's not even get into that. But I want you to understand what is happening. Read this headline here. The Trump administration may exclude government spending from GDP, obscuring impact of DOGE cuts. That's what really is going on here. It's, again, a complete lack of transparency. Do we, the people, not deserve to see what's happening, or is it okay with you that this is kept hidden from you? Again, other people will be privy to this information. So I want to read this to you. I was so up in arms about this yesterday. Look, I am a guy who evaluates the macro economy and the markets. Without having this kind of information with regard to what the government is spending here, this is not a good thing for someone like myself to try to gain a perspective on this and then share that information with you. So I wrote, Lions, this is outrageous. In my opinion, as a macro market and economic analyst, what may happen here, again, this is not written in stone. This is being floated out here. What may happen here is going to not only completely obscure / hide / keep hidden from we the people what is actually happening with the economy and the markets, but it will strip out any and all transparency. Now, this data, it's not going to be released. That's the issue here. It's not going to be calculated in a separate tranche. It's not going to be released. You're not going to be able to know what's actually going on here. Does that sound right to you? Do you accept that as an American citizen? And I went on to say, where does this stop? We need transparency. Sure, all the government numbers are fake. We can agree on that. But instead of hiding this data, hiding all the data, let's get real data. Isn't that what making America great again is all about? Then I wrote, we don't deserve to be treated like this. All this means is some will be privy to this information like the rich and powerful. Meanwhile, we get nothing. No release of this data whatsoever. Does this sound like a free and transparent society? What's going on here? We're being stripped away of knowledge, wisdom. People, without this, we're done. You understand? This is a very bad thing. I don't see a positive from this. Anyway, let me move forward here. I thought we were making America great again. And this is how you do it, by hiding critical data, not giving us real data. Imagine for a second, I wrote, if Biden creature did this, people would be flipping the freak out. There'd be revolts. Look, man, it's time to hold our leaders to account. All this looks like to me is a way to keep information hidden from we the people and allowing other people to see it. That is not, in my opinion, how we make America great again or real again or anything else. So look, man, for you people that feel the need to defend this, I want to hear from you. Tell me how this works for you by completely obscuring and hiding data, which every nation uses right now. Again, as a calculation of GDP, I get that. You want to separate it? You want to separate government spending from GDP? Okay, do that. I'm all for it. But we need to know what's going on here. Does this make sense to you? Whichever side of the aisle that you're on, do you feel that you deserve to know what's actually going on, or is it okay to keep this hidden from you? What's next? That's what I want you to answer here. I think this is an outrage, honestly, and it may just the beginning of wherever we're going here. Doesn't look like a free society here. When information is kept away from you, like burning books or whatever it might be, we've seen history, how this plays out. Maybe history is about to repeat itself. Now listen, before I tell you where I believe things are going to go, and we don't have a lot of time left. And I never do this. You know I never do this, but I'm telling you what I see here, and maybe this plays right into it, is not a good thing. We got a warning here from J.P. Morgan. The economy is at risk of plunging into an air pocket. People, I said in 2 videos just recently, maybe these guys at J.P. Morgan, I happen to know for a fact that there are people at J.P. Morgan that follow my work because I know these guys personally, some of them. All right. He said a mushroom cloud economy in 2 videos. Look at the titles. Now, JP Morgan, no, they did a little twist on that, and they're calling it an air pocket. People, we're on a very, very dangerous pathway. No, there's not a single roadblock other than President Trump's $1 billion that he did throw at inflation here to stop the tsunami coming at us. And this is going to accelerate moving forward. And with regard to the jobs that are being lost here, the federal jobs, I understand. Look, man, President Trump, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due for some of you that think I'm against Trump, which I'm not. He's done some very good things here. The president has done some things which needed to be done. No doubt about it. This does not need to be done. This is an outrage. Okay. Some of the stuff he's done, great. Other things, clearly debatable here. But again, the ripple effect with this chainsaw sledgehammer policy with regard to the federal jobs here, these people are already in a depression and they're not going to find another job. What's going to happen here is this is going to bleed off. There's no way. Let me explain this to you. There is no way to prevent what's happening at the federal level to be bleeding off into the private sector. It's going to bleed off into the private sector very, very rapidly. And people, look, man, we are marching right into a worst case scenario that I've been telling you guys and girls about for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years. And that's where we're going here. It's been everything we've said. It's all happening. People say, hey, Greg, you've been talking about this for so long. You're talking about this for long. They all look at the stock market. I've been telling people that the stock market is going higher the faster that the economy comes down. These people, I don't know what's wrong with them. They don't obviously look at the title. They don't watch the video. They're out to try to make me look bad. The fact of the matter is, you and I have nailed this to the wall I think better than anybody else. That's really the truth here. My job is to look at the macro picture and then, of course, zero in on it. But the macro picture is dire. Don't listen to Greg Mannarino. Listen to JP Morgan with their air pocket. We're marching right into, again, a mushroom cloud economy, an air pocket economy where people are going to be wiped out. Stock market still may be at or near record highs. It doesn't matter. There's no connection here anymore. We're going to see a lot more easy money pumped into this market via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates, which means the currency is going to be evaporated with regard to purchasing power. Are we on the same page here? Now let me just tell you what we got here. By simply connecting the dots, and I was on this last night for freaking hours, okay? We got 6 months. We got 6 months before we see a full-on implosion here, unless action is taken. I really had made a direct plea to President Trump to address the issue. The core problem here is, again, currency, purchasing power destruction on the back of artificially suppressed rates here. We need to stop this before things accelerate. In 6 months from now, the real implosion will just begin. You think that this is nothing, what we're seeing right now? I say, if things don't change, if they remain on their current pathway, within 6 months from right now, you're going to go, what the heck is going on here? And that will be just the beginning 6 months from now. So what does that mean from a year from now? Well, you can figure that one out on your own. But I'm telling you right now, based on everything that I look at, people, 6 months from right now is going to make what we have right now look like a walk in the park. So we got 6 months to turn this around. 6 months. That's not a lot of time. Look, man, you guys and girls that follow this blog, you are well versed in what's going on here. Tell me if you believe from what you've gathered, the information that you know personally. Look, I'm not here to make up anybody's mind. You all know that. I'm here to set the stage for you. I want you guys and girls to make up your own minds here and then take action, because I'm telling you, as a guy that does nothing but evaluate this stuff morning, noon, and freaking night, and work my hardest to keep you guys and girls ahead of the curve on everything that's going on here, okay? I want to hear from you. Greg, you're absolutely wrong. These are the policies that are in place right now that President Trump has done that's going to change everything within 6 months here or a year from now. Or, Greg, you know what? From what I understand, the way things are going right now, it does look like a mushroom cloud economy, which we're already in, okay? Or JP Morgan's air pocket is kind of an interesting take on what I said. But I'm telling you right now, what we're seeing on the federal level is there's no way to stop this from bleeding off to the private sector. And the fact is, the economy, according to what we just found out from the Federal Reserve, first quarter GDP is going to be negative. And if they strip out government spending and don't share that data with us, we have no idea where this is going. People, is this okay with you? This won't be calculated in a separate tranche. Like I said, this is going to be omitted. You're not going to be able to know what the government is spending. If Doge was doing the right thing here, okay, don't you think that we should be allowed to see what's actually going on? Who's to blame for the fraud, for the misallocation of funds? Let's claw back some of that stuff. That's what it's all about to me here. These numbers that they're putting up on a screen, they're not even real. Don't take my word for this. Elon Musk, please just Google this. He admitted that the numbers that they're putting out here may not be accurate. May not be accurate. These means that these numbers could be off by who knows. Oh, do we not deserve more than this as American citizens here, whether you're on the right or the left or anywhere in between here? I want to hear from you on this. I really, really do. And everything else that we talked about. People, listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you one more time. Without direct intervention to prevent what's coming here, and I'm talking about the tsunami of inflation the wave is getting larger and larger, and it's picking up momentum, is hitting us now. It's going to hit us much, much harder. And either this is deliberate, which means that, I hate to have to say this, that President Trump is in on it. In other words, destroying the current system only to issue in a digital system leading up to full tokenization, maximum control. Get people dependent on the system here. Get people to surrender their freedoms and liberties for the promise of potential stability. People, look, man, we gotta come together on this, man. I need you guys and girls either to say, Greg, you got this right, or Greg, you got it wrong. Look, man, this isn't my thing. I swear to you, I believe this is our thing, and we are definitely people we have much more strength together here, okay? If I'm right about what I am saying here, I want to hear from you. If I'm wrong, I want to hear from you even more. I'll be honest with you. Tell me where I'm getting this wrong here. All right, what do you see that I'm missing? Let's work together on this, and let's try to keep this civil, man. You know what I mean? I hate to see when people argue. Look, man, people are allowed to have a different perspective on things. We don't perceive everything the same. That's just the way we're wired. Each one of us is wired differently. That's the way God created us, okay? But having a different perspective on things and then us trying to figure out things together makes us so strong. But what they've done here is use the oldest tactic in the book, divide and conquer. It always leads to people leading themselves to their own demise. It's an incredible thing to see. All right, guys, look, I'm going to let you all go. I promise to read through the comments here. Let's see where this all goes. One last thing, people, I am committed to helping you. There are a couple things that are going on here. This is my website, a screenshot of what I just put up for you. A new MMRI beta is coming up, and I've been doing an enormous amount of back testing with this, and this is it. As far the original MMRI is fantastic, but what I've created here for all of you, way better. It'll be out soon enough. Now, I also did this. I started adding some stock picks for you, okay? And the top performing cryptocurrencies. So this is on my website right now for you. So just pay attention to that too if this is something you're interested in. There's a link in the description of this video. Guys and girls, I got your back. I got your back always. I will never let you down. I am 100% committed to you. We need to be committed to each other as well. Speaking of which, thank you for those of you that do step up and support my work on the first of every month, although I wasn't able to do it because there was no market here. I ask you guys and girls to support my work. If you're getting something out of my videos here, I'm asking you to support my work if you're able. Okay, this is not compulsory. If you are able to support my work, there are links in the description of this video. All I ask for is $5 a month. I understand, and it's very hard for people. If you can, okay, I appreciate that, all right? Anyway, look, guys and girls, I'll see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream, and please comment on the stuff we spoke about here. This is critical, absolutely critical stuff. Love you all from the heart with all I got, and I mean that. It's all about one love, right? See my Rasta necklace? That's it, guys and girls. I'll see you later.